right, here we are. We're with Dane and Dustin from Hardside Hydration. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing great.
I mean, have you been watching the Lions? Hard Knocks?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we
Are
got back.
there any players on that team?
There's a few. Got some new guys.
I like Dan Campbell, though.
A lot of coaches on there for the Hard Knocks, for sure.
Yeah, he's got a ton of ex-players coaching, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. It looks like he's got like Deuce Staley and Aubrey Pleasant, some guys like that.
What's your prediction on the record?
Say it again.
What's your prediction on the record this year?
Yeah, I'm Mr. Positive. So, but when you look at that schedule, I'm thinking, hey, it looks a little better than the gauntlet we had last year. So, I think we got a chance, but definitely improvement.
We have a bet right now for the playoffs. So
yeah, I think we can.
Whether we make the playoffs or not.
What's the bet?
Well, if you come to the Western Hunt Expo, we'll fill you in on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I met you guys. You guys were out in Big Sky at the Total Archery, and I'll just once you guys talk about your product, and then I'll ask questions, and we'll go from there.
All right, let's do it.
Basically the product is a turning an Nalgene bottle into a hydration pack, basically. So take a Nalgene or pack bottle, wide mouth, and you can put the cap on it. And it comes with a hose system, so it's a lot more durable than a typical bladder. A lot easier to fill, a lot easier to clean out, so you can run like Mountain Ops or other drinks through it. So,
how'd you guys come up with this, and why?
Yeah. Definitely, it started in the backcountry. We both, do a lot of hunting and hiking, things like that. But back, I guess it was like 2018. I was on a hunt with some different guys, and we were back, in Colorado, and pretty much leaned back on my bag and kind of popped that was in there, and it was like kind of out of luck now, So
yeah,
that kind of spurred us, me and some of the guys that were trying to figure out like different things we could do, and trying to come up with something different, and there wasn't anything out there for it, so it was just like either a bladder or a water bottle. So that was kind of the start of. So
yeah, and then I went a couple of years later, and kind of the same thing happened to me, and we were just talking about different gear and stuff that we could do or make, and I was like, we should make something for this, and so it's kind of what got it going here.
So did you guys kind of create your own at first and then try to get it manufactured, or did you guys go straight to?
We made some prototypes and tested them out for us, but we kind of started out thinking, I bet a lot of people would want the solution instead of a bladder, so we started thinking that direction.
And what I like about this, what I like about this is you know how much water's in. How much water's left? Yeah. The bladder, sometimes you're just sucking it.
Yeah, it's just a mystery. You're hiking, and it's like I think I've drank a lot, but how much of it you have to kind of go through a yard sale to carry into your pack and see what you have left,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was.
So where can people find these? I know you guys are in Michigan, but online.
Yeah, I mean our website, hardsidehydration.com, in Black Ovis. And Go Hunt, and there's some other smaller retail stores they can find them in right now.
I love it. I'm putting this thing together.
In the backpacking and hunting industry, we have people that are using it for mountain biking, kind of tailoring that to, we give a lot of extra like hose there so they can kind of use it for different stuff. So a lot of different applications, stuff that we didn't even really foresee when we started to launch it,
Yeah, people what's been the feedback? People, I mean, I know in Big Sky when we're out there, people, I mean, people were all over your guys' setup, your little tent over there.
Yeah, it's really positive. When people know when people have had an issue before and they see the product, they immediately understand the benefits. So it's one of those things where if you haven't had a product, you know, you might not understand why it's better or why it's a benefit over a bladder. But for people who have wanted to have trouble cleaning out their bladders or want
Sure.
something more, you know, it definitely makes a big difference.
I don't even know how to clean out my bladder. Do you use a bladder?
Yeah, it'll tip over pretty good if you don't have some water in it. Yeah, they're pretty good. Some of those bladders, they're kind of reversible and you can clean them out, you know.
You know, we do a lot of tree stand hunting, you know, in the Midwest. So, I mean, I can even see it, you know, putting it right there and, you know, being able to drink. So, like, we start in September 3rd is opening day in Kentucky. Yeah. And, you know, most of the time it's still hot as hell. So, I mean, I could totally see this working. You're not having to open anything up. So I'm definitely going to use it. How did you guys get this thing off the ground? Were you guys just in your house shipping this stuff and creating it all from there?
Yeah, basically that's what it's been. Is we got the parts made. You know, it's kind of sourced from all over the country and all over the world, different pieces and parts coming together and having the cat made, and then it all comes together here in Michigan. We assemble everything, package everything, and ship it out. So.
Ship it out.
Yeah.
And I saw you guys do what?
I guess backing up a little, it's probably like 2000. We just launched in 2021 in July, so we're basically a year in. And back in 2020 is when we went on our first our hunt, and that's kind of when the idea kind of came about. You know, but you know, Dustin's an engineer for his other job too, so you can definitely bounce a lot of ideas off him. And we kind of started to kind of consume our hunt where we were any free time and driving, we were just like, hey, how about this idea? How, you know. We pretty much met, 2019 or and kind of 18, 19. Our sons are in the same class, so we do a lot of, you know, they're playing sports together, and you know, we started playing men's basketball. We were playing in the mornings, and kind of we'd meet at like 6 a.m. I'm like, all right, this guy's, you know, if he can get up that early, he's game for elk hunting, and you know, so I was like, hey man, you know, we're always looking for different guys to get into, and you know, looking for friends to take, and it worked out awesome. And
when did you guys?
From there, I was like,
when did you guys? When did you guys start hunting out west?
So for me, like when I was, I guess I'm 39 now, but when I was like 22, I went out to a Western guide school, and so I did all horse packing and kind of learned all that stuff and did some guiding in Wyoming. I was a licensed guide there. So from Michigan, went out there and got into that and learned how to pack meat, and you know, just did a lot of stuff like that, and did some, you know, worked out there for a while, and ended up coming back to Michigan and meeting my wife and kind of starting a family. And you know, I did some filming for other hunts and things like that. But that was kind of my, you know, and I ended up teaching the guide school, and it was a lot of hard work, but it was great. You know, it was right in Jackson Hole. I worked for an outfitter out there, so and that was my first time out west. So then I kind of took a break because I didn't, you know, back in Michigan, didn't have horses, and you know, didn't really get into the backpack hunting until like 2000. Started to get into that like 2017 and 18. So from there,
so you've been
switched over to that.
Yeah, you've done a lot of stuff out west then.
Yeah, but there was definitely a good break in it where I had a few years where I just I got 3 boys and 3 little boys, and kind of busy with that, and just kind of focusing on some other stuff. But now it's like, all right, started to get back into it.
Do your boys hunt? Do they want to hunt?
Oh yeah, they've done a lot of in Michigan, a lot of whitetail hunting and rifle hunting and things like that. And as you know, they were at the Total Archery Challenge. They digged that this summer. We got to go to 3 events, and they really, and Dustin's kids too. You know, we got them all outfitted with bows, and they got to go. You know, of course they're shooting the course, so we're hanging out. And,
you guys are working.
We're working, but I guess in Park City, Dustin shot in Park City, and I shot in Michigan, and then finally at Big Sky, our wife kind of held the booth down and got to shoot. We took the boys up, but they love archery. They love, you know, my kids really like archery and fishing and anything outdoors. It's just kind of our lifestyle. We live northern Michigan and a lot of public land and a lot of stuff like that. So.
Oh, for sure. I saw this 2% for conservation.
Yeah, so that's an organization. We started out, when we started the company, we knew we were going to like kind of join this organization to begin with. Dane has a connection with one of the people who's involved with it, but basically it's a group of businesses and people that donate, at least 1% of your profits and 1% of your time to conservation efforts, and it can be any conservation effort you choose. So we try to make that a point to give back a little and do some of those things. But
yeah, from day one, we knew that was what we wanted to do there. So
yeah. I don't think people realize how much money hunters give to conservation, and how important it is to them. I mean, it's there's millions upon millions of dollars from actual hunters giving back to conservation, the conservation community to make sure that animals and everything is taken care of, and doing things the right way.
Yeah, I saw the other day. I saw that like what the antelope population had gotten down to, before they started, now it's just blown up. Just seeing the conservation efforts, how it's working. So yeah,
for sure.
It's
One of my favorite partners on this show has got to be my friends at Fast Growing Trees. I've been using them for years. They really help me dress up my home, both inside and out. It's great because they curate thousands of plants so you can find the perfect fit for you. No more driving around to nurseries and big gardening centers. Fast Growing Trees makes it easy to order online, and your plants are shipped to your door in 1 to 2 days. Whether you're looking to add some privacy, shade, or natural beauty to your yard, Fast Growing Trees has in-house experts ready to help you make the right selection. With growing and care advice available 24/7, they are the best. Even if you've never had a green thumb, they'll make you feel like you do. Just like over 1 million happy Fast Growing Tree customers across the country. Plus, with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee, you can trust everything will be healthy for years to come. Go to fastgrowingtrees.com/Cutler, and you'll get 15% off your entire order now through October 15th. Get 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com/Cutler. fastgrowingtrees.com/Cutler. And you guys recently launched Mission Bottles.
Yeah, so that bottle you have right there, that's our Hunts for the Brave. So we partnered with huntsforthebrave.org, and basically, so all the profits and proceeds from that bottle go to that organization, and they do a lot of work with veterans, getting them out on hunts, especially if they've had some traumatic events in their life and having trouble, coping, or just they take them on these hunts and they kind of form a brotherhood and help them process and work through all that stuff. So,
how'd you guys get hooked up with them?
We met them at the Western Hunt Expo. Actually,
okay.
We found out about them there and talked to them a little bit, and then they were open to partnering with us on it. So
yeah,
we thought it was a good opportunity to
for sure.
Yeah, we can sell a lot of bottles, and it's just nice to be able to, work with different companies. We have, definitely a lot of other ideas we have for other Mission bottles, and kind of, we have a product that works with it. So, like at Hunt Expo, we kind of talked with them a little bit and then followed up with them afterwards. So,
for sure, I love it. I mean, there's so many veterans that get into hunting when they're done. So that's an awesome organization for you guys to be partnering with. What hunts do you guys have coming up this year?
Well, Dane's hunt kind of got canceled, so we're going together with another friend of ours to we're just going to do a Colorado elk hunt first beginning of September there. So
yeah, less than 2 weeks away. Yeah. So, and I was going to be heading to Wyoming, and just with the change in some of the point creep stuff, and it would have been 100% success rate. 2 years ago, I had like 5 points and didn't draw a mule deer tag, so I was pretty much thought I was guaranteed. But once I realized things had changed a little, but it'll be great. I really like archery hunting anyway, but we were going to do it with rifle. But
gotcha. Will they be hot and heavy that first week of September in Colorado?
Yeah, it'll be definitely pre-rut, I'm sure. And, you know, I guess from my opinion, it'll be just kind of starting up maybe towards the end of our hunt. But
Yeah.
you know, so we've kind of over the counter. We've done a lot of stuff mid-September, and then it's just on that general over the counter stuff. It's busy with folks, you know, and we're going to try to get back in a wilderness area pretty deep in there and and hunt some high country stuff. So
nice, yeah. It's I mean, whenever we were out in Big Sky, I've got a ranch in Montana, and my dad was there, and it was 90 something, and he said elk were just high. He said he didn't really see much at all.
Yeah.
But I'm going out September. When am I going? Like September 9th ish. So I think there's still going to be. I don't think they're going to really be getting after it, but you know, hopefully we can track some down. Usually it's later in September up there when it cools off a touch, but
yeah. Get them talking and coming in and stuff. We're going to try some different tactics. The area we're hunting, it's kind of open in some spots, so hopefully we can pattern some. Just going out a couple of days before and do some glassing and see what we can find out there. So it's a unit I've hunted in the past. So
who does the calling?
We have another guy that's coming along. He'll be doing some. We both call, and we're getting better at it. So a lot of practice and a lot of our wives will be go out in the garage and kind of practice, or a lot of commuting to work. I'm bringing the elk tube along. And
My oldest son's been walking around the house calling for a week. He just started trying to call and driving my wife crazy.
How old is he?
10.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the best. You're watching YouTube.
Can they hunt in Colorado at 10? I think Montana it's 12.
I don't know if there's an age limit or not. I'm pretty sure it's 12, but I know there's some youth stuff. Both our sons are 10, but my oldest, I'm just kind of getting him. He's going through hunter safety and getting that completed, and then I know I can start kind of putting in for points for him or doing,
Sure.
It would be pretty sweet to call a bull in for him. Can't wait for those days.
Oh yeah.
Here in Michigan, not far off. In Michigan, they don't have age limit. You can take them on a youth hunt basically whenever you feel they're ready to hunt.
Yeah, that's how Kentucky. That's how Kentucky is. Because Camden, my oldest, killed. How old was he? 10. He killed his first one at 8, and Jackson. And Jackson killed his first one at 7. And last year, Camden with the crossbow, they can use crossbows during bow season. And I mean, he smoked. I mean, the oldest deer on our farm. He had stuff everywhere, but he was like 12, 13 points. He was a tank too. Opening day, and so
it's gonna be hard to beat that.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like, dude, like you're so spoiled. Like your first deer, or your first buck was this guy. But I mean, he's now, he's got the fever now. So he literally, I mean, he's just can't wait. He's like, what deer am I killing? What deer am I killing? I'm like,
yeah, get checking. They love the trail cams and stuff. I need to get more out.
We've got.
Once when we get back from our elk hunt, it'll be like youth season. It'll be that weekend. So if we make it back on time, they have like a 2-day hunt that's early, but it's a little different. I don't really push doing that because the deer have no clue what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's just they do a 2-day special hunt for youth. So,
okay.
Yeah, we kind of did it with our kids.
Yeah, we've got.
Yeah, my son.
Go ahead.
First deer last year, and that was more fun for me. I think just watching him go through that process and getting it and seeing how happy he was. Like, I don't know if I'll really whitetail hunt now that I have kids coming up in it until they're gone.
Yeah,
I'll probably just be with them.
Yeah, we have one deer on the farm that I hunted last year hard and get him. So I'm gonna go after that one. And then, after that, it's just kind of, whatever deer they want to kill, just taking them out and having fun with them. And we got to shoot a bunch of doe this year, so I'll let them get on that too. But it's I'm glad that they were successful kind of early on and kind of got them going in that direction because I remember when I was hunting in southern Indiana, and I mean there was some deer out there, not like my Kentucky farm, but you're sitting there in the cold and the snow for 4 hours, and it's like, look at my dad. This isn't happening. Just take me home. Let's go home, dude.
Yeah, and it's so different than Western hunting. It's just, and that's why I'm excited to get my wife too. She started out doing something. She just gets bored with deer hunting, but it's great, but it's kind of like getting into that too.
Yeah, I don't know how. I mean, elk hunting is pretty much it's like turkey hunting on steroids. Like you're just out there running and gunning, talking to them. I mean, it's hard, very hard to beat, very hard to beat.
Yeah.
So
I think so I went hunting. Actually, that Audad right there, I shot that in West Texas.
Okay.
In 2015, I think. And after hunting that kind of hunt where you're spotting, you're chasing them,
yeah,
it's hard for me to sit in a blind and wait for a deer to come.
I agree. All right, did you eat any of that, Audad?
No, the guy we were with like, don't eat any of it.
I know.
I'm like, why not? He's like, it's terrible. So I have no idea.
My dad, he was not lying. My dad killed one in West Texas too, and brought, and the guy told him the same thing. But he brought some of it back, and I tried a bit, and it was bad. And then I was like, I'm just gonna feed it to the dogs, and the dogs wouldn't even eat it. So that's when I knew, don't eat that stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that too. One guy I was with, he's like, yeah, I wouldn't even give it to my dog. So.
Love it. Uncut with Jay Cutler is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Most of you listening right now are probably multitasking. Yep, while you're listening to me talk, you're probably also driving, cleaning, exercising, or maybe even grocery shopping. But if you're not in some kind of moving vehicle, there's something else you can be doing right now. Getting an auto quote from Progressive Insurance. It's easy and you can save money by doing it right from your phone. Drivers who save by switching to Progressive save over $700 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Discounts for having multiple vehicles on your policy, being a homeowner, and more. So just like your favorite podcast, Progressive will be with you 24/7, 365 days a year, so you're protected no matter what. Multitask right now. Quote your car insurance at Progressive.com to join the over 27 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Companies and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2020 and May 2021. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations. What else you guys got coming up? Anything?
Well, for the company, we got some new products hopefully coming up that they'll probably come out at like the Western Hunt Expo next February.
Yeah.
We're planning to go back to that.
Looking at possibly SHOT Show, Sheep Show, trying to figure out which ones of those we can make.
Yeah.
If we were out west, we could make a lot more of them. So, but, it's a long haul and kind of shipping everything from Michigan, juggling everything. So we want to be at all those different events, and it's really great to show our product to folks in person. And
for sure.
That tack of, when you can actually explain it to them and not have to have them look at a YouTube video. That's nice too, but it's just
you'll have to juggle that stuff and curling season coming up.
Wait, you guys curl?
Oh yeah.
Is that a big thing up there?
It's
in our area. I feel like it is.
There's about 3. I guess one of our curling, the ice that's in the town. It's the town I grew up in. So, and it's that town of Lewiston has like a very popular bar. It's Tally's, and it has curling ice. So, Tally's Log Cabin Bar, and then the curling club, which is I believe it was the second
60s or something.
My dad did it back in the city, when he was a kid. And it's like the second curling club in all of Michigan. So they do these things, and a couple of years back I got in it, and Dustin did it last year for the first time. So it's
you guys
cold up here,
I know. So you guys just go to the bar, have a few beers, and do a little curling.
Yeah, it's kind of like you can do both while you're curling. So
it's like winter cornhole.
Yeah, it's winter cornhole.
Exactly. I'd be into that.
It's sweet. It's a lot of fun, and a lot of people have been doing it for a long time. But we kind of there's every night there'll be a different, it's a different crowd. It's a different crew. We curled like Tuesdays, and you see the same people in 4 different teams, and battle it out for the cup. Yeah.
Okay, I love it. All right, so hardsidehydration.com. Are you guys on Instagram?
Yeah, Hardside Hydration.
Hardside Hydration on Instagram. Check them out on Instagram. They have a site. They've got videos of how to put things together, how to use it all. I'm going to be using these in Kentucky and Montana, and I'm going to Maine. these will be coming with me just because it makes a hell of a lot more sense.
What are you doing in Maine?
Moose.
Moose.
Yeah.
Nice.
Never end of September. Never first time hunting moose, so I'm pretty excited. We're gonna film it, so knock on something. Hopefully we have some good luck.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that. That'll be cool. That'll be awesome.
I know.
That's one of my list hunts. I want to do a nice big moose.
Yeah, me too. I've been thinking about it for the past 3 or 4 years, and finally got pretty good hookup on one. So it's gonna be fun. But hopefully, there's a deer in Kentucky I got to get on the 3rd or 4th. Got to get an elk mid-September, and then a moose into September. It could be a hell of a September, or it could be an absolute disaster of a September. So,
if you find some success, at least you can consider the whole month.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I can always go back. I can always go back to Montana in October with a gun, but I'd rather get it done in September and then do some other stuff.
So, are you going to do the calling in September?
Yeah. And I'm not good at it, so I need a really dumb elk to come.
Same here.
I think it's hard to be really good at it when you listen to some of these other guys.
Oh, some of those dudes are just. I mean, there's a guy Casey that's going to be out there. He actually played for the Lions, and I mean he's got like, it sounds like it's a herd of like, of elk coming down the trail. I'm like, dude, just one after another. So he'll do a little bit of calling. There's gonna be a couple of us out there, so he'll do calling for a couple of guys, and then I'll probably because they never killed an elk out there, so I'm gonna try to get them on one early, and then I'll probably just go off on myself and see if I can't find the dumbest 6x6 out there, track him down.
Well, good luck.
I appreciate it. You guys too. Keep in touch. Appreciate you guys coming on this again. Hardside or Hydration on Instagram, on internet or on the internet.com. So check these guys out. They're gonna have some new products coming out in fall. So look forward to it, boys. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Good luck with your hunts.